out on a little ride, and I figured I would tell you the 3 things that I do to pick up bikes for a good price, and really I end up riding bikes for free. The way I do that is I buy bikes and then I either sell them or sell parts of them, whatever the case may be. I ride a lot of them for a while and then move them on when the time is right. And in the end, it ends up costing me nothing to ride bikes. Sometimes I even make a little money on them, which is pretty cool. So step 1, you're gonna figure out just what is your little universe of bikes. What is it you like to ride? What is it you want to ride? What is it you know a lot about or you are willing to learn a lot about? And that's what you're gonna stick with. For me, it's like late 80s to like 2020-ish road bikes, preferably rim brake, cable, shifting group, normal frame, aero frames are cool. It would also include like tri-bikes, stuff like that. And then, as far as where I'm willing to go to buy a bike, there was a time that I was single, didn't have any kids. It wasn't a big deal to hop in the car and drive 4 or 5 hours each way to buy a bike or something. But anymore, if it's 60, 70, 80 miles away, that's about as far as I'm willing to go. I'll figure that out for you. That'll be important when you're searching. And then figure out your budget, what you can spend. Not necessarily what you will spend, but what you can spend. And by that, I mean have cash on hand that is specifically for buying bikes and that you can throw in your pocket and go at a moment's notice. That's also important. So figure that out for yourself. And next step is we're going to do some bike shopping.
All right, we're going to do some save searches on Facebook Marketplace. This is easy to do. Just think about the search terms that apply to the bikes you are wanting to buy. So for me, it's stuff like Dura-Ace, Chris King, Kuka, Ultegra, Campagnolo, Trek, Cannondale, 56 centimeter, 58 centimeter, and so on. Pro tip, if you know bike shop employees in your area, save them because they might list used bikes. Okay, I'm going to show you a few bikes here that I've found. This one could be a good part out. The head wheels, the group set could be easy to sell. It could also be a good one to take off the tri stuff. That tends to turn people away. Set the seat up normal so that the picture's a little more appealing. Maybe throw just a regular stock wheel set on it and sell those wheels separate. And sell it with just some normal wheels. So this one could be a good one. Looks like it's a little bit of a hodgepodge of parts, but good option. Next up, we've got this Trek. This thing is a easy flip. I would just clean this thing. Look at the nasty crank. Brava. Oh, look at that derailleur. Just take this thing home. Might have to take some parts off, clean it up, maybe some new bar tape if it needs that, and then relist it. It's asking $600. If you show up with $500 cash, you might take it. I don't know what this would sell for. All right, what else we got here? Got ourselves a Ellsworth Epiphany. Old school mountain bikes tend to do well for me. A lot of these are real high-end builds, so they're just loaded up with good parts. I typically part these out because I think they're worth a lot more parted out, unless you want to ride it. But you might be able to sell it whole, but you're not going to get a whole lot more than what you paid for it. But like all the Thompson stuff, the titanium seat, the fork. This one I think had Industry 9 hubs, the frame set. The last one we got here is this Titus, and I've bought a couple of these in the past. These are great bikes, and they were always top-end builds. This one's got King hubs, King headset, Fox fork, some carbon bars, Thompson stem and seat post, the rear shock. If you can't sell the frame, you can sell that alone. XTR crank and derailleurs, probably shifters and brake levers as well. Yeah, this would be a good one to buy and part out. He's asking $525. That's a really good price for all the parts there. And he's probably had trouble selling it. So once you pick a bike, whether you're selling it or parting it out, I do this every time. Pull up a spreadsheet and do your math. Figure out what you can sell, either the whole bike or parts after fees. So if you're selling on eBay, take out the seller fees and just list everything out, what you think you would realistically get for it. Look at sold auctions to come up with real prices and then come up with a total.
So you found one. Search result pops up and it is a great deal. It's something you have interest in, something you're knowledgeable about. You have an idea of what it could sell for after it's either repaired or whatever it needs, or parted out. You have an idea of what you could sell each part for, either on Marketplace or eBay, minus eBay fees and shipping, all that kind of stuff. And so you're ready to buy. So the next step is to figure out your buying strategy. If it's a really, really good deal, that conversation needs to be quick. It needs to be a message to the seller to say, hey, I want it, I have cash, tell me when I can pick it up. That's about it. That's all you need to say. And you need to hope that you're the first in line that comes and buys it and it's yours. Now, if it's not that great of a deal, or you're not super interested in it, maybe just throw an offer out there. Don't waste the seller's time and ask a million questions if you don't need to, but give them an offer, and if they don't take it right away, they might take it later. Really good deals on stuff just because the ad was not good. Either it had no description or bad pictures, but I kind of knew what it was. So those can be all right, but figure out what you're willing to pay and don't overpay. Don't buy something just because you think it looks cool or whatever. That's a great way to get stuck with one.
So then that's it. Buy it, and then you're back to the spreadsheet. Figure out what you're either going to spend to repair it, and then what you're going to list it for, and hope to get what you need out of it, or go back to this spreadsheet and set up some eBay listings. I always start with an old listing that was a sold item, and go kind of based on that price as far as selling. I don't do traditional auctions anymore. I just do buy it now with a best offer. Those seem to go over better. And list your parts based on your original spreadsheet, and try and get the most you can. When you tear it down, obviously take your time. Don't break anything. Clean up the parts. Spend the time to like stage them, and take a photo with like a decent background so that they look the best. Disclose any issues with any of the parts, but also try to make them as appealing as possible. And then once your items sell, get them shipped out, and then come back here and plug in your numbers of what you actually sold for. And hopefully you'll do good. That'll help you learn on the next one. And yeah, keep doing that 5-6 times and you'll have a free bike.